Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, AndrewG. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, AndrewG, and welcome to the second episode of my podcast called The Public Affair. I'm super excited to announce my next guest. He is somebody that I've known also for quite a while. We never really hung out like that or whatever, but he's always been very kind to me in passing. I want to introduce you all to my friend and somebody who I adore in all his work, Mr. Roman, the Realtor. How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on such short notice, Roman.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
No, I just I had other things going on, and I called Roman last night at 10 o'clock at night?
I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's totally an inappropriate hour of the night, and I was just like, Roman, come on, let's go do this.
I was awake.
And he did it. Yeah, I was not awake because I had to change the plans, but thank you again for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
everything going okay with you?
Everything's great.
How are you surviving COVID?
I've gotten used to it. So at first it was a little scary. It was kind of like I had so panic attacks, those are real things. And I thought, these are just little white girls that just like, I'm having a panic attack. No, like,
is it for real?
It's a real thing. I'm like, I can't catch my breath. Like I'm freaking out. So that happened early on, but then you kind of like just get used to it.
Yeah.
It's really been great because it's kind of slowed me down, which has been a good thing.
Right.
Like we all need to slow down.
Definitely.
So it's like a forced slowdown.
Okay.
But not having anywhere to go, like nothing's open. I love traveling, and I've missed 2 trips already.
Oh, really? I would die.
Yeah, I am dying.
Were any of them to the beach?
One was going to be to run with the bulls in Spain.
Oh, wow.
And then we were going to go to China.
You know what? Me and some friends are planning a trip to Tokyo next year, and I really want to get drunk and go to the Pokemon Center.
Well, I
buy every single thing.
hope everything's open.
I know
then.
if COVID cancels that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so effing pissed. So every episode, I ask the guests what amenity they'd like. Of course, I have my apothic, darling, and it makes me slide in DMs. So probably after the podcast, I'll be sliding in several DMs. Roman simply asked for shout out to Dee's Mediterranean Grill. They are on Concord
in like
15th. I think it was 15th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Dee's Mediterranean Grill. He asked for something called dolmas. Why don't you explain to me what dolmas are? Because I've never had those before.
Okay, dolmas. Well, I'm not like an expert on these.
Okay.
Let me open them up.
By the way, I did see your Instagram yesterday, and the dolmas that you made looked absolutely amazing.
They were disgusting.
Were they? Oh my gosh.
They were not good. So here's tzatziki sauce, which is like it's got like yogurt and like dill and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
I don't use that.
Okay.
I just eat the dolma. So here, have one.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna try a piece because
No, get a whole one.
Get a whole one. Okay. But you have to try it with me.
Here,
okay?
we'll do it at the same time.
Okay, ready?
You're gonna love it.
We're gonna cheers. Okay. Oh my god. Roman, that is really good. I'm gonna eat this other half. Yeah.
So I hope this didn't end up sounding like AMSR. What do you call it?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
When people like chew on the mic.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, our producer will totally edit that.
Thank you for the dolmas.
Of course, and they were amazing.
So awesome.
Thank you for sharing.
So they're grape leaves,
Okay.
and they're inside of them is there is rice, and these have meat in them. These are actually served warm, but they can be served cold.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different cultures eat dolmas.
Yeah. Okay, well, so was that like a Greek dish, you think, or?
Well, it's Mediterranean, I guess.
I don't know.
But you know what? I'm not good at geography.
I feel geography. Okay, good. I just feel geography
but I know
too. Okay.
Lebanese eat them. There's
Okay.
tons of people. I think Middle Eastern people.
Definitely. Whatever they are, shout out to Dee's Mediterranean Grill. They were amazing. I'm totally going to go back and get some more. I'm going to get the full order this time. As I explained to Roman, this is an independently funded podcast. I had Timo on my last episode, and I had to buy him the little baby bottle of Hennessy. That was like $12. I saw a Big Daddy bottle. Okay, I'm pretty sure the large order probably would have been a little bit more, but I have to, have
It's
to go.
good. Well, I'm on a diet anyway, so.
Oh, good. Okay,
this
so
is
that works
just a
out
little
perfect. And I have to also say, Roman, I'm a little bit pissed at you because you made it seem like you were going to the gym right after this, and you came better dressed than I did.
Well, I'm going to
On
run
my
home
show.
right after this and change.
Which
but-
I'm totally kidding with you. You're great, of course. Roman, we were going over the camera settings and all that, and Roman wanted to make sure his gut didn't show, right?
Yeah.
Because my gut's not all over the place on the podcast. So no, but yeah, again, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. So
Sure.
let's get into some questions that I have for you. So the last time actually that we hung out, it's been a few years, right? You had a house in
Probably,
Woodway.
yeah, so I'm still there.
Yeah.
It's probably been, I don't know, maybe a year and a half.
Okay, it was a beautiful house. It was me, you, a friend Rico,
Right.
And there was another guy there who I just cannot remember his name. Jesus Christ, but I don't remember the guy. He was
My brother?
no, it was not your brother. I saw Brady actually.
Yeah.
Last year sometime actually. It was really nice. We met at we did not meet at Fuzzy's. We happened to be going to Fuzzy's at the same time.
Okay.
And he was there, and I was like, hey, can I just sit here with you? And he's like, yeah. And
Oh,
I
that's
guess
funny.
he was.
Yeah,
going,
I think he told me about that.
yeah, we had a really good time. I guess he was going through some things. I was going through some things. We sat there, ate tacos, drank beer. It was a good old time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since, but tell him I said hi. Will
He's
you?
doing good now.
Yeah, is he? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad.
He has a girlfriend now, so.
Oh, good. Yeah. I have to totally go on there and add him on social media because I've not seen him since then. But I'm glad he's doing good because he was really nice, very kind to me.
Good.
Yeah, and you've always been so too. But yeah, so Roman and I actually hung out. Was it a couple years, I guess?
I don't know. A year and a half.
It was, let's say a year and a half. Had a house in Woodway. We were making vegan tacos. Remember that?
Yep.
And I said, what do I bring? He goes, well, you can't get this. You can't get this. You can't get this because that's not vegan. What did I get? Beans? I didn't get beans. I forgot what I got.
I don't even remember.
Something that was almost not vegan, but we did it anyway. But the tacos were amazing. I did get drunk at Roman's house because we opened a bottle of wine, or several. And I just remember getting super plastered and everybody was hanging out in the backyard and I fell asleep on your couch.
Yep.
For a good 20 minutes. Okay, it happens. What do you want me to do, right? So why
It
don't
was
you?
fun.
It was a good time. We got to do that again soon,
Sure.
for sure. And then I've also the first time I met you, I think was at a club that we used to have called Connect, right? The gay club.
Is
over
that
there.
where we met?
I believe so. I remember that was the first interaction I had with you. I was with my good friend Ed, and we were over there just having it. Yeah, and. I remember you guys had known each other prior, and I was like, oh, I want to meet him because I've always seen you on social media doing your thing. I remember you coming up, and I was like, wow, he just works really hard. I always admired a hard worker, so I just want to get, say hi. And you again were very kind to me and say, hey, whatever. I was like, oh, I just love everything. It was like fanboying, you know what I mean? And then, we got to know each other on a more personal level, and it was always really nice. So why don't you explain to Waco who you are for people who don't know?
Well, I'm Roman Novian. A lot of people know me by Roman the Realtor. Just kind of, it happened of some friends in Dallas actually started calling me that.
Oh, really?
After I got my license, which was kind of cool. It clicked, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I made my social media page. Anyways, I've been a realtor. Excuse me. By the way, that's how you say that. Realtor.
Realtor?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people say realtor.
I say realtor. Okay.
Yeah, so
Ooh,
it's
fun
realtor.
fact. We're doing a gym today. Oh, darling. And I'm already sweating, so don't mind the flop sweat. Okay.
So, that kind of started going by that. Got in real estate 8 years ago. And it's been great ever since. Worked really hard. Worked my ass off. I mean,
absolutely.
Especially the first couple of years, it was just nonstop.
Really?
Just complete real estate 24/7.
Did you start in Dallas or?
No, here in Waco.
Oh, you started in Waco.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm from Waco. I grew up here in Waco.
Gotcha.
So I've been here for 32 years now.
Yeah.
Lifelong Waco native. Got into real estate, and it's been great ever since. I try to do some things for the community and help out where I can. I love my community. It's Waco, and it's so crazy how things are going, these days in Waco because it's like I'm still stuck in the old Waco where it's like nothing happens.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing going on. Like
it's growing. It's definitely growing. Yeah.
Right, and so now it's like to think that there are like Californians coming to buy houses here to Airbnb. That are. I saw one that had a few months ago sold for $300 a square foot, I think.
Really?
$250.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Something like 150, 160 a square foot is up there for a single family residence.
Okay.
So I think it may have been 250.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just crazy. It just blows my mind to think that Waco is here.
Well, I feel like, and I'm actually not from Waco. I'm pretty sure I told you I'm from New York. So I've been living in Waco for about 14 years. And I actually admire how much it's growing. A lot of people really give like Magnolia and stuff a bad rap. I don't know how realtors feel about that. But I like that Waco is growing. I do. Okay.
Yeah. And people do give them shit. Like
they do.
I mean, and it's like the news channels know it, so they throw it out there more often.
Oh God, don't even get me started.
Because then you go look at the comments, and it's just like you would think that Chip and Joanna are literally killing people.
They are. You know, I always said, what was happening? Oh, it was when COVID first started, and I remember everybody's like, "Well, where's Chip and Joanna now? Where's Chip and Joanna now?" I'm like, "What do you want them to do?" I made an Instagram video.
Exactly.
You want them to go concoct a virus in their mansion? Listen, let me tell you something. If I was Chip and Joanna, and y'all were talking all that shit about me, and then something happens, and now you need my help, no, darling, I'm in my pool with my sushi and my wine, and I'm over here chilling.
Well, they do plenty, and the fact that maybe the fact that you don't see as much of that is like a kind of more of a testament to them just actually wanting to help than
instead of doing it for the cloud.
Like, hey, look what we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. They do plenty, and people, I don't know. They're a target for some reason. I don't know what they did to people.
Let me tell you what happens, Roman, because I'm sure you've experienced this in your field as well. And I work in radio. Once you start popping, people start hating you. People look for, if I sit down and pee, people are going to look for a reason why to hate me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And this is whatever. So, and I'm sure you've experienced that as well. Maybe in realtoring. Is that how you say it?
Realtoring? I guess that's a word.
And then, same thing with Chip and Joanna. As soon as they started popping off, they would have popped off the way that they did. Nobody would be saying anything.
Oh, exactly.
I personally don't know them. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they're very nice. I've never watched the show. But, I mean, and I'm not going to lie, those cupcakes are actually kind of bomb. Have you ever had their cupcakes?
I've never had them. No.
Okay, you know how people are like, oh, no, they're like $4 or $5. Well, they're worth it. They're so worth it. I can't remember the one that I got. It tastes like cornbread. Robin, please.
What?
Just go get. I know it sounds.
I'm
crazy.
down to try.
Oh, it's
crazy
so
food,
good.
So
it's so good. I even went to Magnolia Table actually a couple
there.
weeks ago. So good.
Yeah.
So
their
good.
tater tot things are so good.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you know what they're missing is mimosas. I don't think they sell liquor. Wouldn't that be the perfect brunch spot?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'd be there every weekend, just plastered. You know what I mean?
The Waco gays would crawl out of the cracks. And
okay,
go to Magnolia Table, maybe.
Magnolia would be just all rainbow. It'd be great. But shout out to Chip and Joanna. Again, I have nothing personal against them. I'm pretty sure people that look at maybe their markets in their house and going up and all that, or the prices and stuff.
And it's not even them. The Waco market has been going up even before they had their show.
Okay,
we were going up already. I mean, low inventory. As far as Texas goes, we're a very affordable market. If you look at Austin and Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, we've got. I think 3 of the top markets in the nation are 3 of our largest metros in Texas.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of an easy one. People get tired of the hustle and bustle and not being able to buy a house and the commutes like in Austin.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's go to Waco. So we've got. We've got Californians. We've got quite a few New Yorkers coming in.
Hey,
people are just tired of this shit. They're tired of paying taxes for nothing.
Oh my God, yes.
And you come here and you can, Do
you know how much an apartment in New York is? I'm from Long Island. We were living like in a roach-infested apartment. My parents were paying like $13.50 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. My 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom is $515. I live in Hewitt.
Yeah,
it's considered way too much. It's Hewitt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, whatever. But so what made you get into realty? I mean, I remember. I didn't know you 8 years ago, but I just remember everybody saying Roman the Realtor, Roman the Realtor. I just remember that name popping up on my feed all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of been following you since you started, and you just really just popped off.
Yeah.
So what made you say, okay, I'm gonna do realty? Because from what I understand, you didn't go to college, right?
No, I didn't. So I started to. I went to MCC for 1 semester.
Okay.
Had all kinds of scholarships. Had the presidential scholarship, which was great. They paid for everything plus books plus like extra stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was in a good position to be a college student. I just hated it. I hate it. And I just hate the whole, I hate college. There are some things obviously you need, and I can see the point of some of it, but when I was going to MCC, I wanted to be a nurse at that time.
Okay.
And I was sitting there, and I remember being in a music class thinking, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person, so I have to wake up in the mornings, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, or whatever schedule I was on, and I couldn't do it.
You were done.
I could not wake up to go into a class that I hated, that I saw had nothing to do with what I wanted to be in life, and that just killed me. And so I started kind of just skipping, and my grades weren't good. I hate math.
Really?
I was really bad at math.
Yes. It's so funny that you talk about that, because a few years ago when I started in radio, actually 5 years ago, darling, my best friend Jaime was living with me at the time, and I was applying for college. because I thought, everybody has to go to college.
To yeah.
You're they make you think that, like, you're supposed to. And I remember him always telling me, like, Andrew, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? You're not going to college. And I thought in the beginning, like, why would you say that? You know what I mean? And then he's like, you have to be doing something else. And thus the public affair, darling.
Yeah.
So, I get totally what you're saying. It's not for everybody.
Yeah. If you work hard enough at whatever you want to do. Now, obviously, if you want to be a doctor, you can't work as
well. You can't just
do that.
You can't just go apply to be a doctor.
But I mean, you can do pretty much anything you want to do if you work hard enough at it.
Right.
So, I started. So I dropped out. I started helping a friend who was doing rentals and property management, and so I was doing that, and I hated that too because it was just chasing rent and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Fixing toilets and just constant. And I thought, okay, I'm not liking this. I need to do my own thing, be completely independent.
Right.
Looks like getting your real estate license is easy. I'll try that.
Okay.
I'm from Waco. I know people. That's what I thought. It should be easy. I'd love houses. I love to sell houses. I'm a homosexual. So,
there I didn't realize that is also.
So it's like I should be good at it because I love homes, right?
Yeah.
So finally got my real estate license and got in, and I was like, wow, this is hard.
Yeah.
This is hard as fuck. Like, why aren't people calling me? Like, it's not like that.
Definitely.
So you've got to work your ass off, and you've got to find your clients. You got to build a clientele, and then you got to know what you're doing, and win out on offers and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of the journey for me.
Okay, yeah, because I remember you seeing on the come up or whatever, and I was like, wow, he must be working his ass off, and people really just like, just really showing out for you and stuff. And I was really proud to see, again, I didn't know you at the time, but I was really proud to see like you were doing that. Do you think, maybe social media, because I kind of feel like that's when social media was kind of popping.
Oh, definitely.
Like, how convenient for you was that? Do you know what I mean?
It was great because I got in, and it was, I don't know, a few months into it, I was like, Facebook has this button that says promote.
Yeah.
And maybe it was called something different then. And I was like, I clicked it, and it's like, how much do you want to pay? And you pay this much, you'll reach this many people.
Yeah.
It's like $20, reach 10, 20,000 people. I don't know.
Right.
And I was like, click, try it. Getting lots of likes and comments and shares and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, this gets a lot of attention. And at that time, I was the only agent doing it.
Yeah.
And I was the only agent doing it until I got to where I was like, I think the number 5 or 6 agent in Waco.
Oh, wow.
And that was about 2.5, 3 years in. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
But I had done it for long enough that people were literally starting to recognize me on the streets. Like I remember I was with my assistant. My 3rd year in the business, I got an assistant because I was going crazy.
Really?
I couldn't remember what I needed to remember. I would wake up every night with the same nightmare that I had forgotten someone's option period, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were at a store, like, I don't know, World Market or something.
Okay.
And the cashier goes, "Oh my gosh, what's his name? I know you." And then a lady that was checking out, she's like digging in her purse, and she's like, "It's Roman the Realtor." And I'm like,
"Oh wow, look at you, famous.
What's going on?" And my head was like so big. I was just like, I was trying to be humble, but I was like, man, how awesome is it that I've been able to make a name for myself?
Definitely.
A brand, Roman the Realtor.
Right.
Off of social media.
Right.
And so, I spent a ton of money on honestly, I could have bought a car, a brand new, nice car with the amount of money that I spent that first year on promoting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Do you think it was hard staying humble to a bunch of people? Like, I'm sure you go everywhere, and I'm sure it gets annoying, like, if you go to Connect and somebody like me, because I do like, hey, Roman, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, do you think it's hard staying humble to people? Like,
no.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think it's more hard to... I think people, when that happens, especially people around you, think, oh, he just thinks he's the shit.
He's snooty, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it was always trying to make sure that people didn't think that I was that way.
Okay.
Because I wasn't. I was flattered to death.
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I loved it. It made me feel great, of course, and it was good for my business, for people to know me. But I didn't know how to react to that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, like, somebody would say that, oh, my God, I remember there was a lady at the HEB in Woodway.
Yeah.
She came up to me. She goes, "Oh my God, you're Roman." She's like, "I'm freaking out. I'm fangirling over here with my kids in the shopping cart." And they're like, "What's going on?" And I was just like, "Oh, thank you so much. What's your name?" And whatever.
Yeah.
So I've gotten better at it over the years of, like, just I don't know, accepting it,
Definitely.
and just taking it as a compliment, and just being appreciative of it.
And I know what you mean too. I mean, working at Power 108, I had a bunch of people nobody knows me by face, but by voice. And I've been out, and they're like, I just want to ask you, and this is super weird, but are you Andrew G with Power 108? I'm like, yes,
you
know what I mean?
Deny that voice.
I thanks.
Literally, you hear that, you're like, yeah, it's definitely
Andrew. Okay. Oh, you did listen to the show once, didn't you?
All the time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I do a lot of Sirius XM now, but
okay. I mean, yeah.
But I do like live radio.
Okay, got you.
Radio stations. I like current.
Yeah, it was a little awkward for me at first, but I've always kind of liked attention. All right, Roman. So I want to talk to you about, obviously we live in Waco. It was a small town, especially 8 years ago. Let's talk about being gay. So, no, I'm not gay. Okay, I like women. Yeah. Yeah. Don't you hate that question? I've always hated that question.
Not really anymore.
Okay. I still hate it to this day.
I mean, if somebody asks me if I'm gay, then they want to know for a reason. Maybe they're trying to holler or something.
Slide in the DMs, right?
I don't know.
No, okay. So obviously, about 8 years ago, I mean, I don't think it would have been as accepted in town as it is now, per se. Do you think that maybe gave you some hardships, like especially when your career started popping off? Like, because I don't know if you just came out a few years ago on National Coming Out Day on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I remember you making that long post about coming out. Was that your first time coming out?
Okay, so I never saw a true need to come out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just like straight people don't see a need to come out.
Yeah.
So I never really saw a need for that to happen, aside from to my family just finally just getting it out there and saying, hey,
yeah,
I've struggled with this for my entire, I wouldn't say entire life, but once you start,
once you realize it,
like you're in middle school, I guess, or
I was like in 6th grade,
maybe late elementary.
Yeah. You see that one gay scene on TV, and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, I'm gay, and it's like shit.
Well, for me, it's like you look over and you're like, damn.
Well, I mean, yeah, that too, right? Didn't you love changing in the locker room like when you were in middle school?
Well, I didn't. I never played any sports.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't want to change in the locker room.
I did.
No, not me. Crazy. No, yeah. I never wanted to change. I was like, I don't want to be seen naked by anybody.
Right.
So yeah, no, I wasn't into that. But no, I mean, hardships. I would say hardships were probably mostly just being. I mean, yeah, Waco is pretty conservative.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. Pretty Christian, which I still consider myself to be Christian. But just going to church and just knowing just what, we were taught, what my parents, thought about it. I mean, it was pretty clear that it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And so that was really tough for me growing up. And, it finally got to the point where I'm like, listen, like, I know who I am. I know this is not changing. I've tried. I've prayed. I've done everything I can.
Not tried.
Yeah, I mean...
Did you try?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With girls?
Oh, well, I mean, man, this thing gets juicy, huh?
I'm telling you, I told you there's no... You said I could... Yeah. Yeah. Just yes or no?
No, I mean, I've only kissed a girl.
Me too. It's disgusting.
And I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It would probably be the equivalent of a straight guy kissing another guy and thinking, I did that, it didn't kill me, but...
yeah.
Right?
No, I've definitely kissed a girl before, or kissed several girls, not because I was curious, but I was like, it was like spin the bottle. I'm like a terrible influence when we're drinking. I just want to play games and laugh. And they're like, okay, kiss her, and I did, and I was like, eh. You know what I mean? And then it would land on the guy. I'm like, this guy was that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I could never, like, if people ever told you, oh, you should just try it out. Like,
I hate that.
Yes, like, you try it out, Becky.
Right. Why don't you? But usually the person that says that is like, I already have. And it's just like, no, you're just nasty.
That's disgusting. I cannot fathom the thought of putting my penis in a woman's vagina. It's fucking disgusting. Like, it's unnatural. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, to each their own, but, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, everybody who does it, I'm sure they don't understand why I do the things I do.
Right.
But
exactly.
I always tell that to people because I will tell you, some of my closest friends, they were the hardest ones to come out to.
Yeah.
And they, and not because they weren't going to accept me. I thought they weren't going to accept me because they're straight. Like, there's, we got our trades, right? And then they're straight. Like, they're straight. Like, don't come at me with that, And a lot of them, were just like you, like, raised to believe that that's wrong and, this and that. But at the end of the day, they just love me for who I am. And that's all that is to it. And I told my family, you got bigger fish to fry with, homeboy. So you want something like this and you want a gay son. What's up? So, yeah.
I mean, I think the people who really know you and know you for who you are, they accept you.
Okay.
Maybe your parents, I think they like... My parents knew. They had to know.
Parents know. Parents don't know.
Like, of course they knew.
They ask your cousins to ask you when you're little.
I mean, I didn't have any cousin to ask because we weren't like really that close with our cousins, but and they're not like from here or whatever. But no, I mean, it was just like they know, like this kid is in band, he doesn't play sports, which doesn't mean that a straight guy who plays band, he's in band and doesn't mean that. But I mean, come on, I didn't want to do the other things.
But just for the straight men, just because he said that, there's other things that straight men do that will kind of make you sus. Like when a straight guy asks you what it's like having sex with another guy, which I've had happen a lot of times.
I don't know why. I mean, I've never.
And I'm so down to say it, but I'm like, okay, so what's really good here? You know what I mean?
I've never asked that question on the other way, so I'm thinking maybe
I don't want to know.
It's
enough watching a video and just seeing that. No, I can't do it. But do you think that? I mean,
this is Howard Stern.
I told you we were gonna start serious, and then once the drinks start going down again, and you said everything was good, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so Roman is drinking LaCroix. That's what, sparkling water.
It's sparkling static tea.
And I'm drinking my Apothic Crush. They were out of my Apothic Red, and this is a smooth. But let's cheers.
Okay.
Cheers to a good show, darling. Yes. No, but we're candid here. So
I see.
Yeah. So no, I always think it's so funny. I have this group of guy friends that I call my straights. Like how girls call their gay friends their gays or something like that. Yeah. So I call them my straights. They hate it. I love it. I think it's funny. And so, sometimes they'll joke with me like, yeah, man, so you gonna try some? You gonna try some or what? Like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. You can have that shit. Well, $1 million or I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to. No, you can keep the $1 million.
$1 million, I'll take it.
No, I couldn't do it. Not even for $1 million.
Oh, I could for sure.
No, oh God.
$1 million?
Yeah. I mean, that's good for you, Roman. But
it's like eating a snail. Like, it's not gonna kill you. People do it all the time.
Eating a snail? Is that what it's like?
I don't know if it's like, no, I don't.
Roman, come on, you said you never did it before, Roman.
I don't know if it's like.
I've heard it's slimy like an oyster.
Oh God. I'm not saying I used the wrong example there.
Okay.
I'm saying it's like
catching yourself.
It's not going to kill you. It's not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
It's doable. It's humanly possible.
Right. Obviously.
I'll do it.
Not for $1 million. You have to pay me. You gotta pay me more. I'm sorry.
I'd probably do it for
maybe a few trillion. However much the stimulus was for America, that plus some and tip.
Crazy.
Yeah, no.
I'll be your stand-in.
I can't do it. You can do it. I cannot do it. No, I'm so sorry. But so do you go to Pride? Were you upset that Pride canceled?
No, don't really go.
Okay, you just never.
I mean, I've been, in Dallas.
Is that kind of your scene? Do you feel like there's different scenes when it comes to our community?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Because I feel like a sellout here, because I was talking to some friends, girls actually, and I was like, I kind of sometimes feel like a sellout because Pride's not my thing. I don't want to go to the Pride parade. I don't want to dress as a unicorn or a rainbow and, walk around just my underwear. Like, I would much rather go have beer at a bar. Like,
yeah, and I'm not, and I don't know. For me, like the true meaning of Pride would be to be proud of who you are and, supporting other businesses that support you and
definitely
gay and lesbian owned businesses, those kind of things. A parade is great, but I always see so much in a gay pride parade that I'm just like, I don't, why do you have to be in your underwear?
In your underwear, yeah.
To celebrate pride?
Maybe we're just missing something. So I would love for somebody to explain it to us. So because I really I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that I'm not like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Right. But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's hot.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't need any candy. So I don't need any beads, hand sanitizer, Band-Aids, or any of the stuff they throw out. I just don't need that stuff.
For sure. So. But I definitely feel like, because again, even some of the people that I hang out with, I think people have this one stigma of what a gay guy is. And then when they hang out, like for instance, my barber, shout out to Cedro, he had a party, and a lot of the guys that were there were telling me, honestly, we've never hung out with a gay guy before, but hanging out with you is just different than what we thought.
Right.
And I just told them, look, here's the thing, right? It's no secret that the fact that all of you guys are smoking hot. I'm not going to sleep with any of you guys because I'm really cool with your wives. But if you didn't have wives, you know what I mean? It'd be a different story, And I said the same thing with this new group of guys that I'm hanging out with too. They said the same thing. Like, we've never hung out with a gay guy. Shout out to my friend Israel, said, he's like really cool. You guys got to give him a chance. And they did. And now we're, having this really big birthday party on Friday. But, they said the same thing. And no, we're not doing that. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got a party bus going to Rodizio's in Dallas, and we're going to party like it's 1999.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I think I was able to kind of change a lot of people's opinions.
Okay.
Because for a lot of people, they just didn't know.
Right.
I mean, maybe there were some people that kind of wondered. But most people didn't know. And so when I did that post that you mentioned earlier on National Coming Out Day, I did that post to make a point, and it wasn't for me to come out. I didn't care because at this point, I mean, I had been out for. I was no lie.
If you knew,
I wasn't lying.
Yeah.
It wasn't a secret. If someone knew, they knew. But if they didn't, they didn't. And a lot of people didn't.
Right.
So I did that post because I wanted to kind of raise awareness, especially for anybody who didn't know, that I was gay. That I'm, there's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean?
You just like men.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is.
I tell that to everybody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. And I'm still a productive citizen, and I'm not I'm nothing bad. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, there's some bad about me, I'm sure, but
all of us got that little wild side, darling.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just a normal everyday person, and I care about my community. I give back. I work hard. I do the right thing. I uphold the laws, and I just happen to be gay, and that's something I can't change. And so I kind of put that all out there, and I did that more so for the people who can't come out, and to reach the people who don't understand. But maybe me saying it would make them think, oh wow, so he's gay. He's not, what they show on, the news media. He's not a threat.
Right.
Maybe it's not so bad.
He doesn't automatically have a disease. Don't touch him.
Right.
Yeah.
All those things that somebody could think. And I mean, it was really cool, the response I got. I mean, I've never had a post on my personal Facebook page that received so much
It went viral.
attention.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, it got
him.
thousands of shares.
Yes, it did.
Maybe not thousands, like almost 1,000 maybe or something. But
I saw the point something K on there. You guys have give yourself the little credit you deserve.
There was a ton.
You sure did, yes.
And it surprised me. I remember I told myself the year before, I'm going to do that next year. For all of the people, all the young kids who can't, tell their parents, and for it to reach their parents. And so I typed it all out. I read through it. I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I want to say.
Yeah.
And hit the button. I turned my phone over, put it on the countertop, and I got into the shower. And then I got out, looked at my phone, and it was just like,
oh, wow.
Like one of the first comments was my brother, who lives with me.
Yeah.
And
Brady.
He simply said, that's my bro.
Yeah.
And like the tears were just flowing. Like I just couldn't. It was great. I mean, I knew he loved me and everything, but to have his support on a post like that, it was just awesome. And then from there, it was just. I mean, you had straight lumberjack men. You had all kinds of people who were just saying, "Hey, this is awesome. I support you."
And I think at the end of the day, it's just being authentically you. You know what I mean? I think that's why people would magnify themselves to you, or even to me. People are just like, well, he's just real. My best friend, like Hyman, he's told me people asked him, like, so like, what's up with Andrew? Like, why are y'all so close? And he's like, Andrew's Andrew. Like, that's it. Like,
I mean,
what you see is what you get.
Your
like,
personality, I don't think I've ever met anybody that is like you. So, like, I mean, you're crazy, you're funny.
Yeah, but it's just me. Like, that's it. Like, and I tell everybody when I first meet, I don't hold back. But I try to be nice.
Right.
And then I'm the type of person though, like, you can poke the bear, and then people like villainize me because my comebacks are just 10 times harder to attack, your parenthood and shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's a different story. We haven't gotten to that point. But yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, it's just being authentically you. For me personally, the coming out experience wasn't as difficult because nobody cared. My parents had already knew I think a lot of parents, it's fair to say that they might be in denial in the beginning, but they weren't going to disown me. Neither did my friends. And that was like the biggest thing for me because none of them disowned me. Right. And so for National coming out there, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gay, nobody cares. Like, so, you know what I mean? And, I get my 5 likes, move on. Right. And so, yeah, so I totally get it. But do you think it was something that might have held you back in the beginning of your career as a realtor? I don't think so. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with my job, you know what I mean? And who someone chooses, and I say choose, it's not a choice. It's but who I'm sleeping with or dating or whoever's married to mouth, or in love with, whatever, who's ever in your mouth. Mind your business. That has nothing to do with my ability to sell real estate and be a good person. Yeah. So. But so you don't think you've ever faced like maybe injustice when it comes to being a homosexual? Because I have to say, I don't think I've ever faced I don't think I've ever had an opportunity taken from me for being gay. And it seems like a lot of people go through that, but I've never been through that. Yeah, and it's surprising here in Waco, you'd think that maybe that would be more common, but I don't think so. And
I mean, I can maybe think of one time when maybe someone might have figured out that I was gay and just decided to use someone else. And they ended up saying something about, oh, yeah, I mean, our faith has led us to this other person. And I said, well, what faith is that? And they said, well, we're Christian or whatever. And I said, well, I'm Christian too.
Yeah.
So, but good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
So you just keep it pushing.
Right.
You don't have time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, they use their faith, but I mean, I'm Christian too. You can.
I use my faith for other things too.
I don't even want to know.
Okay, good. Don't ask.
I don't even want to know. What is your faith, anyways?
I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
I like to call and I love Kathy Griffin. She put it so clearly. I like to consider myself a fallen Catholic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll get into that conversation later.
We're all fallen. So.
Yeah, I can't get into that conversation right now on the air. Like I get people in trouble, but it's fun.
It sounds like that involves a priest or something.
And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to heaven, right? God's going to have a talk with me, like, Andrew, it's okay to do that, but why'd you do that? I was like, God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad to hear that it hasn't really affected your,
it's been pretty good.
And being gay is fun, isn't it? Don't you love being gay?
I mean,
I like being gay.
I feel like it's got to be funner than being straight.
Yeah.
I even put at the very end of my post, it was like, I know it looks nice, to go to brunch and have nice style and be able to decorate a house or something like that along those lines. But, I still wouldn't choose to be gay just for these things. You know what I mean?
No, well, and I'm just happy that we can't get anybody pregnant. It's great. And I can't get pregnant. Plus. Yeah. I'm just got a big stomach. Yeah.
Oh
so don't worry, you're not going to have any kids over here. You know what I mean? The trades are the best. Love them. You know that term, right?
I do.
I love it. Love it so much.
That's a black gay term.
Oh yeah, like it's
which probably comes from more like New York.
I would guess for people who don't know what a trade is, it's a straight guy who experiments with gay people. And I've even read an article. I have to believe that.
Okay, no, I thought trade was basically so you had trade and fish. Maybe, Okay, maybe
I'm wrong here. Let's go.
Okay, trade and fish. We'll have to look it up. But trade is like the masculine gay, and then fish is like.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Okay, because I've never slept with a straight guy that was feminine.
Yeah. So he would be fish. Well,
yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was like within the gay community. The masculine is.
Yeah,
but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought this is showing our ignorance, and maybe Roman's right. But I thought the trade was the straight guy who sleeps with gays on the low.
We can look it up.
Okay.
We'll look it up while we move on.
Yeah, we'll move on right now, and then we'll get back to it.
Well, I'm not gonna. It's Urban Dictionary.
Okay,
so.
Urban Dictionary.
Okay, so. Trade basically is a young, hyper-masculine-looking gay man, usually black or Latino in urban context.
Yes, and that makes a lot of sense, and we'll just leave it there.
So yeah,
because the good thing about me and my trades is that I keep my mouth shut, darling.
Yeah,
that's why they love me. But anyway, not to say I'm a whore. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
I don't know if a straight man can be trade, or if he's straight but he messes around with.
I want you and everybody to read an article that I read called "Bud Sex." Because I do believe that there's straight men out there that are not gay. They just like to experiment. I do. I'm sorry, the gays are going to turn on me. I believe it.
I don't know. That's
just go read it. Bud Sex.
I don't know.
That's what
weird.
It's called. Okay. Anyway, moving on from being gay. So I'm really glad that it hasn't hindered you from succeeding in your career. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about Locals Love Us. You won a Locals Love Us this year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I've never won a Locals Love Us before, and I really want to.
Oh, you should.
I know, right? Like, I wanted to win one for Power 108 so bad, and Chrissy wins it a lot, and she should because she's
great.
She's amazing. I love her.
She's been here forever.
She has, and she has been one of my greatest radio mentors. So shout out Chrissy Donaldson.
That's awesome.
She has. She taught me everything there was to know.
So when I was going to MCC that one semester or whatever, I would call into to the show and pretend I was an old lady.
Really?
And so it got to the point like where every Wednesday when I was driving into school with my little brother and sister, I would take them to high school and then I'd go to MCC. I would basically call in and do this, and it would be just so fun, like to hear it played back on the radio.
Yeah.
Me and my little brother and sister just laughing.
No, that's great. Yeah, I know Chrissy has won a few of those awards, as she should, because she deserves them. But I remember,
awesome.
I think it was earlier this year. I was going to everybody. I was going everywhere. Like I go to this place called Butter My Biscuit. My friend works there. Shout out Jay. And I was getting mimosas and I was buying everybody drinks and shit. Like, yo, go on Locals Levels and vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for me. And I don't know if it worked or not. But
did you get like I think there's maybe 5 spots.
Yeah, I saw a lot of big names on there. And my airtime is not as much as they are.
Right.
So a lot more people are going to know those people versus me. And again, Chrissy wins it all the time. Well, she has. I don't know if she won it this year, but the times that she did, she totally deserved it. But Chrissy, I want one too, darling.
Yeah.
But maybe if I don't get one, I'll get one for this podcast. Who knows?
So I've won that award probably like the last 5 years it's not like I won the award. They give out 5, basically the top 5 votes, I guess.
Okay.
And so I don't know. It's cool to win something like that. You know, just I used to put a lot of effort into it. I don't really ask anybody to vote anymore because I don't know. I try to think about me in other people's positions.
Yeah.
And like how annoying that would be to have to go on and try to vote. And it's just like, oh, you can't just vote for one person. You got to vote in all these different categories. So I've kind of let it go to the wayside, just, you know, but
that's good that people remember.
But it's great that people have still voted for me. So I'm flattered by that for sure.
Who is the guy's name who runs that? Do you know? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Whoever runs Locals Love Us, I'll pay you. What's up? Okay, yeah, but congratulations. I see that all the time. And I'm like, that's going to be me one day. You know, it's like a Grammy. You know what I mean?
We'll make sure you get it this year.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, we got to get those votes up. Yeah. I will buy, if everybody votes for me for Locals Love Us, I don't care if it's for Power 108 or this podcast, The Public Affair. I'm buying everybody a pizza party. What's up? We're gonna have a big old party. Yeah, we're gonna have a pizza party. Yeah. Okay. What's up? Okay, so we're getting short on time. So before we leave, I do want to talk about your scholarship program. Why don't you explain to a little bit about like why you started that and what it's about and stuff like that?
So since I did not, I went, but I did not complete college, and I did have a lot of scholarships. Like I mentioned, I had the presidential scholarship. I had the MAC grant. I had, I think I even had the LT scholarship.
Okay.
Even though I didn't go and claim that one, I guess it got like absorbed or whatever.
Right.
But I had plenty of scholarships, plenty of money to go to school, and you know, I kind of always felt guilty about having all that, but not applying myself. You know, and so I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna do good no matter what, and whenever I'm doing good, I'm gonna create my own scholarship, and I'm gonna essentially pay this, you know, forward or pay it back. Right. And so I think it's been. I think this. I'm looking at scholarships right now. We're gonna go ahead and select a few here in the next couple of days. But I think it's been almost. I think this would be the 5th year that I've done it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw when you did that. I thought that was really great. I think, you know, definitely, you know, good for the kids and stuff too. I saw. Did you do it for? Was it University High School?
So it's university where I graduated from.
Okay.
I
shout out University High School.
Yeah, you dogs.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm from Midway. What's up? Bye. We're gonna have a gay fight.
No, I won't fight over it, but we're still better.
I don't why would I fight anyway, so we're not gonna do this right now. We'll talk
why
about
would I do that? We're already
okay. The Public Affair. Anyway.
Yeah. So first year started out with I don't know maybe 3 scholarships, 4. Or 5. Okay. I can't remember, but I do usually about 5 $1,000 scholarships every year.
Oh, good.
And then I've tried to do teacher scholarships too, where it's not really a scholarship; it's just a gift.
Yeah.
Basically for teachers just doing what they do, which is, I mean, I've heard things about, you know, teachers here in Waco buying mattresses for their kids because they're not getting a good night's sleep. A teacher that I know really well, he would literally pick up and drop off some of his basketball players for practice just so they could be there applying themselves to basketball instead of doing that's
how you know a teacher's really into it.
Yeah, and teachers, I mean, you got to be a special person to be a teacher. The money's not good enough, you know, alone. So it's thank God we have people that think like that, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have teachers. We wouldn't have a school system. I don't know what we'd do.
Yeah. So you're planning on giving away 5 more scholarships this year?
I think 5. Okay. I think we're doing 5 this year. And we'll probably do a couple of teacher
that's what's
gifts
up.
too.
Well, I'm really happy for you, Roman. And
Thank
again,
you.
I really do want to thank you for coming on to the Public Affair. I think we had a really good conversation. There's more to talk about. Whatever. But we are running out of time here. Roman, why don't you tell the listeners what your social media is and where they can follow you? And I also, before you do that, anybody who has any buying and selling needs for their homes, correct? They can hit up Roman the Realtor on his Instagram, which is Roman_the_Realtor. That's REALTOR. Okay.
So Roman_the_Realtor. And that's Instagram. Or you can just search Roman Novian on Facebook. You can find my page there.
He'll add you. He added me. Yeah. We didn't know each other.
Yeah, I will. Well, that like on my business page.
Oh, you have a business page. Okay.
I might not add you on my personal page if I don't know who you are. Okay. But if we have a lot of mutual friends, maybe.
I got you. Is there anything else you want to tell the listeners before we head out?
Not really.
Anything else you got coming up this year?
I think this is a really cool little show you got going on here. I hope it does really well.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Yeah.
I appreciate, Roman, I really do appreciate you coming through. I know we don't get to hang out enough, but we should hang out some more often. Brunch, I love brunch. We saw each other at Milo's, and we got to do that again.
Let's do it.
And thank you, everybody, for listening to The Public Affair. Make sure you follow me on our Instagram or follow The Public Affair's Instagram. It's up and running now at The Public Affair. And don't forget, everybody, keep it between us.